am Jennifer Igwe. Nice to know you're there. And as usual, we have lined up mind-boggling and inspiring stories for your delight. With many fraudulent people on the internet, social media platforms, and everywhere, it's actually difficult to trust people you don't know. So you can imagine how disappointing it would be if the shocking act of double dealing by someone you know puts you in an awkward position. Imagine a deceit so outrageous that they make you believe you're married to a former president. Weird, right? We have more details on what happened to the swindler. Then, schools should be fun, really, particularly when children are eager to learn. Classrooms with no chairs, tables, and other facilities and resources can kill the joy of learning and bring frustration and affect children in diverse ways. How did children in a school in Edo State end up learning on the bare floor? Curious to know? Stay tuned. Then an interesting topic on our lineup is the issue of infidelity. Why is it a no-no, particularly for women? And why is the odds against women? Why is it more against women? Interesting question. I know you're already debating where you are. Our feature will help your discourse, so hold on. We have other intriguing stories, plus how NTA shined at the Nigerian Media Night Out. We have all the stories, so don't move. Time to join Claire Adelabu Abdurazak in Abuja for the news segment. Newsline stories will come after. Claire, nice to see you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Same here. Good to see you as always. Sundays are always a reminder of how special we all are. Hello and welcome to Abuja and to the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will embark on another international drive to attract more foreign direct investments, FDI, into Nigeria, as he is scheduled to depart for Saudi Arabia this week. The president is to attend the Saudi Africa and Arab Africa summits, respectively, in Riyadh. Presidential advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, who briefed State House correspondents on the forthcoming trip, said President Tinubu will be attending the Saudi Africa Summit on November the 10th, where issues of counter-terrorism, environment, agriculture, and many other areas of mutual concerns will be discussed towards accelerating trade volume between Saudi Arabia and Africa. She will also participate in the Arab Africa Summit the following day.
Authority of heads of government will be taking part in the summit, ensuring that he is at the forefront of advocating for really a deepening partnership of the two regions, that is the League of Arab Nations as well as the African Union, with respect to how we can integrate in terms of our infrastructure, how we can facilitate the establishment of a new high-speed train network that would tie Arab nations from the Middle East to Northern Africa to the rest of the African continent. Certainly, His Excellency, Mr. President, is passionate about any area in which we can really leverage on the massive population and market that not just Africa presents, but that Nigeria itself presents.
The presidential spokesman also speaks on the potential personal gains for Nigeria.
Of this summit will lead to very tangible results with respect to an increase in trade between not just the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but all Arab nations, and especially the leading economies in Africa, of which Nigeria is now #1. So we believe there's a lot to be gained from these two summits. His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to do everything he can to reinvigorate the Nigerian economy through the instrumentation of his participation, his leading participation in these two important summits.
Julie Ngelale, presidential advisor on media and publicity there. And back home, succor has come to victims of the flood-ravaged Ishere community in the Ifo local government area of Ogun State as the federal government commences distribution of relief materials to them. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, who performed the symbolic flag of ceremony, reiterates federal government's determination to ameliorate the plight of citizens. Here is Hakeem Jimo's report.
Recent flood that ravaged the Sherry community in Nifo local government area of Ogun State rendered many homeless with 4 lives lost.
We want it to go on record that in Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's time, the flooding that has been threatening us yearly is put to an end.
To cushion the effect of the natural disaster on the people, the federal government commenced distribution of relief materials to the affected residents. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, assures that the federal government will work out solution to the perennial flooding in the Isheri community.
What we want to quickly support them to do is to provide livelihood for them. Those who lost their businesses as a result of the flood. Part of these solutions, of course, would include buffer dams, rechanneling of this water, and creating of altogether new channels that can help prevent this kind of flooding.
The minister was also at Ogun State Government House, where Governor Dapo Abiodun commended the federal government for the various intervention programs in the state.
Again, I want to thank you for mentioning to us the other programs. I'm aware that you have a program that is meant for our poor, our elderly, our vulnerable.
The delegation also embarked on facility tour of Kenta at the Rare Kampala markets at Itoku and Ashiro in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. In Abeokuta, Hakeem Jimo, NTA News.
And the Inspector General of Police, Kaudi Egbetukun, orders the distribution of additional 220 operational vehicles, including water cannons, armored personnel carriers, hamlets, bulletproof vests, and tear gas canisters to the 3 affected states to intensify security arrangement for the elections. A statement by the force indicates that IGP had earlier organized trainings for the police officers who are involved in the election security management for the November 11 governorship elections and sought the approval of the federal government for the payment of their allowances and other necessary support to boost the morale of the officers during the elections. The IGP therefore urges all stakeholders in the 3 states to embrace peace, uphold the sanctity of the rule of law, and be law-abiding before, during, and after the elections, as the police and other security agencies have been placed on alert to avert any unruly acts capable of disrupting the elections in any of the states. The air and land components of Operation Hadurendaji in the northwest and Operation Hadinkai in northeast Nigeria, in conjunction with the other security agencies, have conducted operations in Kankara local government area of Katsina State, targeting the hideout of notorious terrorist kingpin Babaru, implicated in numerous acts of terrorism and banditry across Kankara and adjacent LGAs in Katsina State. The terrorist was involved in massacre of more than 100 residents of Gidangari in villages in Bakori local government area on February the 2nd. The airstrikes destroyed Babaru's hideout and eliminated several terrorists, though there was no confirmation if Babaru was among those neutralized. Airstrikes were also carried out at the enclave of terrorist kingpin known as Maisola in Maru local government area of Zamfara State, destroying his hideout. There is also no confirmation if Maisola was among the terrorists eliminated. Precision air strikes by the air component of Operation Hadinkai on November 3 also led to the elimination of several terrorists within the Mandara Mountains in Guza local government area of Borno State. Now, more than 14 million pills of tramadol and bottles of codeine syrup worth over 13 billion naira in street value have been recovered by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) in 3 major busts of drug cartels operation in Amuwo-Odofin, Idumota, and the Sako shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, in Lagos. Now, the three intelligence-led operations began with a raid at Amuwo-Odofin, where 490,000 pills of tramadol and 81,559 bottles of codeine syrup were recovered. In a similar operation, NDLEA operatives swooped on a secret warehouse operated by a billionaire Idumota trader at Aguda area of Surulere, where 12,700,000 pills of tramadol were also recovered. In the same vein, 6 members of a syndicate using their official cover to facilitate the smuggling of illicit drugs through the Skyway Aviation Handling Company SACO warehouse at the Lagos airport into the country have been arrested, and 1,210,000 pills of tramadol seized from them. At the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, NDLEA operatives intercepted another businessman who ingested 86 pellets of heroin, 22 parcels of cocaine concealed in the walls of a carton containing its own local fabrics heading to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, was intercepted. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives arrested 3 blind men operating an illicit drug ring between Lagos and Kano, while another blind member of the syndicate is at large. Operative in Osho also stormed the Obada sawmill forest in Owena-Ijesha, Oriade local government area, where they arrested a suspect on a 6.01 hectares of cannabis farm, which was destroyed, and 489.8 kilograms of ready processed plants recovered. In Edo State, 603 kilograms of the illicit substance were seized. In Ogun, the search of a Toyota Sienna bus from a ditch at Ajebo area along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway led to the seizure of 460 kilograms of the same substance, while a total of 116.5 kilograms of cannabis sativa belonging to a suspect at large were seized at Olagunjo Mushin area of Lagos. While commending the officers and men for the arrest and seizures, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, charged them and their compatriots across the country to remain focused as the agency expands its operation against drug cartels. And as the federal government continues to come up with various economic policies aimed at doubling the gross domestic product of the country, Lagos state government, in partnership with key players in the organized private sector, is set to showcase a thriving investment-friendly ecosystem in Nigeria. At the forthcoming Lord Mayor's show in London, the United Kingdom, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu disclosed this at the inauguration of the International Financial Center Council. Our correspondent Musa Toliat reports.
Lagos State boasts of a dynamic business environment with more than 30% contribution to Nigeria's gross domestic product and over 50% of the country's port revenues. The inauguration of the Lagos International Financial Center Council is therefore a deliberate and strategic step towards repositioning Lagos State as a prominent global financial center. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and Aiboje Aig Imokude are joint chairmen of the LIFC Council, with membership drawn from both the State Executive Council and private sector advocacy group.
In terms of target, the target is boundless. It is for the council to go out there, put up, workable documents that will help the private sector. Government are usually at the back end. The private sector are the engines of growth. But let us make the environment conducive so that all of those questions I could say they were asking them, we're ready for it.
The main job of Lagos State and the council is working on the environment, unblocking the red tape, making sure that investors, when they want to come and look at their investments, get into the airport, visa on arrival, and get out of the airport quickly. Those things are going to be where the transformation comes from.
In recognition of its commitment to excellence, Lagos State has been invited as the first African city to join the prestigious Lord Mayor's Show in the United Kingdom on November 11 this year.
The economic benefit of our participation, in my view, is vast. It will extend beyond what we can immediately appreciate. The increased global visibility will attract foreign investment, and it will foster the partnership. It will contribute significantly to the economic growth of our state and by extension our country.
The participation at the Lord Mayor's show will serve as a platform to signal to the world that Lagos and indeed Nigeria is open for business. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
And in Akwa Ibom State, stakeholders say things are beginning to look up for Akwa Ibomites, and they attribute this to what they say is the rare opportunity and privilege of having their own son, Senator Godswill Akpabio, as President of the Senate. At a press briefing, the leader of the Forum of APC candidates in the 2023 elections, who is also the special advisor to the President of the Senate on Media and Publicity, Eseme Yibo, extends the gratitude of Akwa Ibom State for other federal appointments, and they include a cabinet minister, the deputy governor of the central bank, and recently appointment of Mr. Etekamba Umoren as INEC resident electoral commissioner. Making clarification on the appointment of Mr. Umoren, which has generated reactions from some quarters, Mr. Ibo dismissed allegations that Umoren is a member of the APC.
He's a bureaucrat. He served in Akwa Ibom State Executive as a permanent secretary, a career civil servant as a permanent secretary. So there's a difference between a political party appointment and government appointment. Position of the law, whoever alleges must prove. So if I'm saying that he's a member of a political party, they should go beyond the garment, which is the corrective, and bring out either the membership card, membership register, or anything to show that he has been paying his dues, that he is a member of the political party. So the preponderance of proof have now shifted to those who are alleging. They should be able to prove with those facts.
Mr. Eseme Yibo, special advisor to the president of the Senate, there making clarifications on some political appointments. And ahead of the commencement of comprehensive repair work on 3rd Mainland Bridge on Monday, November 6, adequate arrangements have been put in place to mitigate the impact of potential gridlock and other discomfort anticipated within the 5-week period the work is expected to last. The Federal Controller of Works, Olu Korode Keisha, who revealed this, appealed to road users to adhere strictly to traffic diversions and consider alternative routes. Our correspondent Joel Bukwola tells us more.
There has been a series of palliative repairs on the 3rd Mainland Bridge to reduce traffic gridlock on this axis. Precisely the last palliative repair on the 22nd of October mainly focused on the bad spot on the Oworonshoki and Adeniji section inbound Lagos Island. But apparently the 3rd Mainland Bridge needs more than this.
To this end, a comprehensive repair is expected to start with effect from Monday 6th November, and it will span a period of 5 weeks. The Federal Controller of Works Engineer Olukorede Keisha says adequate public enlightenment has been done to sensitize Lagosians, adding that by 9 in the morning on Monday, access to Adekunle section inward Lagos Island will be closed to traffic.
For emphasis sake, we're saying that if you're coming from Lagos Ibadan, coming from Abuja, coming from toll gates, and you're going to Adekunle and you want to use 3rd Mainland Bridge, by tomorrow 9 a.m. you will not be able to do that. So you have to use the alternatives that have been provided, like Ojota and Bagada.
She says the comprehensive repairs will be all-encompassing, and at the end of the exercise, the bridge will look brand new.
A new asphalt will be overlaid. Defective expansion joints will be replaced. There will be solar lights everywhere at the parapets and at the median. There will be parapet wall. It will be painted.
She urged members of the public to cooperate with government to ensure speedy completion. More sensitization across all media platforms will be rolled out to ensure more road users are well informed ahead of the closure. In Lagos, Joel Bukwola, NTA News.
And the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has convened a national policy dialogue on living wage and corruption in Nigeria to enrich the policy brief, which will guide policy responses to national issues arising from poor and inadequate living wages in Nigeria. Now, Chairman of the Commission, Professor Bolaji Owasonye, says the conversation is to identify corruption risks associated with inadequate living wages in the country. Tokbe Alabi reports.
The national minimum wage of 30,000 naira, legislated into operation by the National Minimum Wage Act 2019, will be due on the 17th April 2024, barely 6 months from now. Conversations from this national dialogue, convened by ICPC, is to elicit contributions from stakeholders into the complex relationship between wages, well-being and corruption in Nigeria.
I wish to say that the importance of a dialogue such as this cannot be overemphasized, because the task of reducing corruption has been one major challenge facing government.
The government truly reflects in ensuring that the public service is well remunerated, and we're very happy that this exactly is what the current government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing.
Let's not over-fixate ourselves on cash rewards. Living wages should be more than cash. It should include conditions of service. It should also include external factors that will impact on whatever you're getting.
Discussants believe there is a direct relationship between poor living wages and corruption, which then indicates that low wages can make the workforce to be susceptible to corruption.
A lifestyle depends on cost of living, income, and pattern of expenditure. Wages, salary, required period adjustments.
For us to make Nigerian worker very articulate and productive, the living wage is very important.
Wages is pivotal to workers' rights. Workers' right for us principally is about decent work.
Our expectation is that we are going to have informed proposals from stakeholders across the different spectrum.
This dialogue is coming up with ideas, practical steps and recommendations that will enable government develop a balanced and applicable wage bill policy for the country. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
And let's take you now to Kwara State, where Team Kwara has won the President's 2023 Independence Day Schools Debate Championship. Olanka Ojo reports that the event was organized by the President's School Debate Nigeria in collaboration with the Universal Basic Education Commission here in Abuja.
7 states, Benue, Niger, Katsina, Taraba, Bauchi, Kwara, and Anambra participated in the debate championship to commemorate Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary. After 2 days of proposition and opposition by the state contingents on topics such as beavers, a veritable instrument for Nigeria's democratic and electoral process, Nigeria, not ripe for female political leaders, and the art of debating as a prerequisite for aspirants into national and state houses of assembly, Team Kwara and Team Benue emerged the 2 finalists.
The motion for today's grand finale, framed around the economic survival of our country and well-being of all Nigerians as a whole, which has to do with fuel subsidy removal.
Then came the time for the adjudicators to test the finalists. The subject matter of fuel subsidy removal captured the attention of the audience.
The reason why fuel prices are low is because the government has been absorbing a portion of its cost to maintain affordability for everyone.
With the removal of fuel subsidy, the government will have enough funds and resources to repair the fuel refineries.
At the end of the keenly contested competition, where both teams debated persuasively and argued constructively, Team Kwara defeated Team Benue to emerge winner.
To be confident and assertive. I want to thank God for making me to be the best speaker.
Though we didn't emerge as winners, but I'm sure we will not forget what happened here.
I encourage you all to use your newfound skills, not to only excel in the world of debate, but also to make a positive impact on the world around you.
For the best 3 states, Taraba, Benue, and Kwara states, they will be representing Nigeria at the next international competitions.
We have 2 countries that invited us. The first position team, they are going to Singapore. The second position team, they are going to Dubai. The third position team, they are going to Indonesia.
The event was also used to present awards to states that are trailblazers in basic education. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
And congratulations to all the winners. And now, belief in the uniqueness of Almighty God and adherence strictly to the doctrines of the Holy Scriptures are prerequisites that guarantee meaningful life and key to paradise. That was the message of guest lecturers at the 10th Annual Usman Danfodio Lecture held in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Shola Wahid tells us more.
Speaking on the topic, the concept of God in major world religions, the guest lecturer, Dr. Zakir Abdul Karim Naik, explained that only the one God who had no image was worthy of worship and praises. Muslims, according to him, prefer to refer to Allah as the creator, the greatest, the beneficent, and the merciful, because nothing can be associated with his supremacy.
The moment Allah does, the God does injustice, he says it to be God. So Almighty God cannot do injustice. Almighty God cannot make a mistake.
But the lecturer at the event admonished the people to always abide by the commands of God for them to gain paradise. In their goodwill messages, Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak represented, and the Sultan of Sokoto described the event as all-encompassing that talks about the Quran, the Bible, and other holy books by bringing out their uniqueness and relevance for the benefits of mankind.
Be steadfast in our faith and believe in Allah as the only one God,
imparting knowledge, educating our people on what our forefathers did in strengthening Islam.
You remove Jesus Christ from the belief mechanism of Islam, you are no longer a Muslim. So this is to emphasize the accommodating principle and the universality message of Prophet Muhammad.
Sheikh Usman Danfodio Lecture is an annual event that enlightens both Muslims and non-Muslims to foster harmonious relationship in Nigeria. Shola Wahid, NTA News.
All right, let's pause here now and bring you some sports stories. Shooting Stars and Doma United win big in the Nigerian football top flight, with Super Eagles defender Olaino shooting his team to victory in England. Badi Adeleye brings source. Details on Sports Update.